And we're just going to start to sway side to side. Just swaying side to side. And notice I'm letting my shoulders help lift up and lead. And now we're going to take forward rolls around and back. Forward rolls around and back. Get as low as your body lets you. And then we're going to pause at the front. Drop your forehead down. I want you to notice how stable you can keep your hips. So we're moving from the hips. So I'm going to exaggerate. See how I'm like letting my bum lift up and around? We're trying to avoid that. Try to keep the hips down so that the movement is really rising from the root of your tailbone. Now come up, take your legs out to the side. Don't worry about the splits. If you have the splits, have at her, honey, but I don't. This is as far as I go. Want you to, again, think about anchoring down into the hips and leaning side to side, not forward. So side and side. And I'm letting my armpit do the leading. Armpit is such an unsexy word, but that's what's leading. I'm pulling up and around. Just one or two more on each side. And come through center. I'm just going to shift side here. So we're going to play a little bit of Superman, Superwoman. They're Clark Kent, but then he rips his shirt open to turn into Superman. We're going to do Superman where we pull the elbows back, chest leads forward. Really squeeze the shoulder blades in. It's not the lower back, it's the upper back. And then we push everything away, round through, not hunching back. Keep here stable and level, but push back with the upper thoracic. Pull back, Superman, and round it through, push away. Superman, and round it through. And come up. Come onto your knees. If your knees don't like this, you can come all the way standing. I'm just going to try and avoid doing too much movement with the camera, if at all possible. So side to side, we kind of played with that, and we did the forward and back. Can we do all of it together in a circle? Notice that my hips aren't moving, and I'll show you side view here. I'm moving forward, not arching my back. No arching back, whole tailbone down, forward, around, and back. Go the other direction. And bring it in. Taking your hands behind your head, and I'm realizing angle might not be as ideal as I want it. Sorry. Hands to your head. Pull the elbows back and let your chest rise to the sky. And then tuck your chin under. Don't push your head with your hands. So down here, elbows wide. Behind your shoulders, pulling your chest up and then tucking your chin. And now keeping your chin here, release your hands, taking the back of your hands to your lower back, using that to anchor, pull elbows back, and this time a little lean. So elbows can stay forward, but what we want is to try and drive the elbows back. And don't forget to breathe. If I don't mention breathing, please don't stop breathing. And for those that have never taken my class, I sometimes make dumb jokes. You are not obligated to laugh. And then relax. Loosen things out. So often when we talk about back bends, we think it's just the spine. But really, there's so many other moving parts, including our arms and our shoulder sockets, what's happening in here. So to kind of create some awareness for where we want to go, pull the elbows in really close to the ribs and elbows at 90 degrees. Open your hands, palms up, take those thumbs and drive them to the side. And notice what happens with the shoulder blades. You're automatically kind of guided to pull shoulder blades down and back, and the chest lifts. It's impossible for me not to lift my chest and keep my hands going. So I can go, but then if I want them further back, I need to utilize the space between my shoulder blades to get further back. Now round, relax. Do 2 more of these, maybe 3. Pull out to the side, press chest up, squeeze in, and release. Ooh. 2 more maybe? Yeah, let's do 2 more. Squeeze back, and release. Last one, squeeze out, keep those hands elbow height, really squeeze back. Drive the thumb. Like, think about someone yanking on your thumb gently. They're not hurting you, but they're yanking your thumb anyway. And release. So we're going to come into a tabletop. I really hope camera angles are okay. So take a moment. We're going to start movement at our tailbone. I want you to think about taking the tailbone and pointing it as high to the sky as you can. And now take the tailbone and point it to the number 3 on a clock. Down towards 6, up towards 9, back towards 12. Notice I'm not getting my whole body. It's just the tailbone. My upper body wants to go, and I'm trying to control that. Go the other direction. And as you smooth out the edges, it's okay if you speed up. Just don't go too fast. Don't give yourself whip. So now, tailbone again. Tuck under. Now allow your mid back. So not your upper, lower, but this mid back to push up. Pushing the floor away. Take the tailbone first, and let it become a wave. Pull the tailbone forward. And start to watch my body, like my whole body's going to wave with this. Forward, a little shift, tailbone back, and drive it forward. Tailbone tilts up, pulls back, rounding in and back. We're going to take this movement bigger. Please listen to your body, but do challenge it a little bit. So now, where we're going is we're going to come up. We're going to keep rounding, waving, unraveling the spine. Keep going to allow the hips closer to the floor. Look up to the sky. Tuck the chin. Push the floor away. See what I'm doing here with my shoulders? This is the next movement, shoulders. Pressing shoulder blades apart. Rounding it and back. Go all the way back. And let's try a different direction. Instead of going back up, we're going to come down. Get those elbows wide. Come close to the floor. See how I'm now arching my back? Floor in and up. Get the hips as low as your body lets you. You can look up to the sky, but don't go so far back that you feel like you're crunching into your neck. Draw shoulder blades down and back. Tuck your chin. Press the floor away. Upper part of your body. And all the way back. Little sway. Loosen things up. So far, so good, I hope. We're going to take some more movements, this time from a kneeling position. I'll show you a couple of different views, a couple of different angles. So yeah, this is, I feel like I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, ladies. I'm doing my best. Don't arch your back and don't tuck the tailbone too far forward. Just stay tall with a real core engagement, the ribs connecting to the hips. Now lean back and squeeze up. Lean back and squeeze up. 2 more of these. Lean back. We're trying to create space. Hip flex. Last one. And squeeze up. Take your right foot forward in just a plain 90 degrees, give or take. So duck butt is arching, tuck butt is pulling forward. Keep that tuck butt and shift forward and back. We're trying to open up the hip flexors to support back bend. Forward and back. 2, 3 more of these. I'm putting my hand here to remind myself not to arch back, because I could go really low if I arch my back. Well, I need to open my hip flexors right now. So I'm tucking my butt. Which leg? Get your alignment, tucking the butt, whole tailbone forward. And if you're not going as low as you're used to, that's actually good, because it means we're really focusing on stretching through here, through the hip flexor and back. Doing a few more of these at your own pace. Don't go too fast. But if you have a rhythm, with the rhythm. Last one. And bring it in. So if this being on your knees isn't bothering you, stay here. If this is like, oh, I got bad knees, I don't want to stay here, you can do this standing as well. I'll show both versions, or I will try to show you both versions. We want to take our hands so that the fingertips are a little bit pointed up, kind of down on the top parts of your glutes, and we want to draw the elbows back as much as we can. And we're pushing our hips forward, but not jamming them forward, just guiding them forward, lifting up. So standing version basically looks the same. Here, anchoring those hips down. Now we're going to create a flow here. You listen to your body and making it big or small. I'll do the standing version first. And we're going to take the right hand, release it. We're going to sweep around up, get that arm up and over, and back. So side view, left hand, forward, up, and back. Kneeling, same way. Cross, pressing up and back. Left, up, around, and back. Do a few more each side. Each one, don't focus on the back, but the arm lifting up versus jamming forward. So up, jam. We don't want to jam. Lift up, lifting up and back. And release. If you're standing, you can stay there. If you're on your knees, tuck your toes under and lean back a few times just to get a feel for where your toes are. If you're standing, you can just keep your hands on your own glutes and do a few circles while we're stretching our quads on knees. Let's do 2 more. And bring it in. Let's all come standing for a second. I want to show you some shoulder stuff that'll help with the back bend. And sorry. I'm short, but apparently I still fill the screen. So I want you to take your hand like you're holding a piece of chalk and you're pointing down. And your shoulders are forward. I put my hand here to guide the movement and keep me stable. You're gonna reach up and back. Up and back. Notice I'm not turning my torso. It's just moving shoulder and the shoulder cup. Now next one back, keep it there like it's drawing a circle on a chalkboard behind you. Not this way. Keep the shoulders forward. And release. Switch sides. That piece of chalk, press down. Up. Oh, this is my really, really tender shoulder, so bear with me. Inhale, reach it up. And I'm allowing my body to open a little bit because this shoulder is really tight. Next one back, keep it there. And draw some circles on the wall. And release. Swing it out if you want. Get a little silly. Loosen things up. We're now going to try and explore a little bit more into a back bend. And we'll try different planes for back bends, meaning standing, meaning using the wall, and on our knees, and on our backs. So you play with me in whatever way your body lets. Standing version. I think about bending knees and just leaning. Notice I'm not actually arching my back. Press the knee. Now I can add the back. Lift up, round, and bend. But we're not jamming. This jamming of the lumbar spine does not make you happy. If it makes your body happy, all the power to you. So now lean, lift up and back, and bend. Lean back, get a little lower. Notice my heels are starting to lift off the ground. That's okay. Okay, you can stay here and keep going, or we're going to try this on our knees. Lifting up and back. And notice I lifted up before I move the hips forward. Up, back, then the hips. And maybe I can touch the heel. Maybe I can touch the other heel. If I can reach back and touch both heels without tucking my toes, awesome. I don't know if my body's going to let me do that today, so I'm going to try with the heels first. Lifting up and back, shoulder blade, pull back. Only then do my hips drive forward, and I can grab a hold of my heels, pull elbows in, and press up. Don't let your head hang all the way back, and don't jam your chin all the way down. Just look a little bit diagonally across. Don't forget to breathe, by the way. Now to come out, I'm going to take one hand off, and I'm actually going to just gently lean to the side. Sometimes we come out of a back bend straight forward. And if we don't have the abdominal awareness to do the pull, it's a lot of pressure in the back. So right now, I like the little lean to the side. So far, so good. Let's play with on our back move. Sorry for the constant readjustment, ladies. When I'm in the studio, I know exactly where everything is. So come onto your back. And start with the tailbone again. The tailbone curls up, lifts up. And this time, press into your heels and walk your shoulder blades together underneath. Now, if you can, walk your heels so you can touch your heels. I have really short arms for the record, so the fact I can touch my heels makes me still kind of go, whoa. And now let go, lift up the heel, curl down from the top, down. Don't bring your knees to your chest. Let your knees sway a little side to side. Take a moment. We do it again. This time we're going to add a layer by lifting up the heels the way I have. Tailbone up. Curl up one vertebrae at a time. Walk the shoulder blades in together. Hang off your heels. Walk the toes in. See if you can still reach the heels. I'm going to walk my shoulders in close to my hips up. But with that touch of the tailbone, check my lower back if it's not liking the back so much. Don't let the knees flail out to the side. Keep the knees in line with your. And let's go ahead and let go. Walk your toes a little further away. One vertebrae at a time down. And swaying the knees. I think we're ready to try a wheel with the hands up. So don't even lift up. Hands up to the sky. Pull your shoulder blades down. Walk your shoulder blades in together. Bend at the elbows. And I want to bring my fingertips as close to my shoulder as I'm eating my arm in as possible. And now press into the palms. And for now, let's just lift up our hips. And really, let's take it one layer extra. Walk your feet closer, get onto the balls of your feet. Press in and lift higher. Don't let the elbows flail. Keep them lined up. And release. Do one or two more of this at your own pace. But if you're ready, you're going to push into your hands. You're going to press down. I'm going to use my heels to support. I don't encourage coming into a wheel on your toes unless you're really, advanced and you're used to your own weight. I'm not, so I'm keeping my heels down so I can use my legs to drive up. So I'm going to drive up, press into my hands, and push up and back. Once I'm up, my arms lengthen. I don't keep that 90-degree unless I'm doing push-ups. If your wrists need a break, just come down by tucking in again like we did when we were in bridge. Give your wrists a wiggle. And we're almost done with time, so I just want us to decompress the spine. If you want to keep playing in backbend, feel free, but if you want to join me to decompress, I'd like you to take both of your knees towards the right while you're on your back and allowing for a twist. Keeping your shoulder blades down. Breathing into this twist. Two more breaths. And then exhale, lift up and across to the other side. Whoa, I've got a chair. And keeping your shoulder blades down for the twist. And then come back through center. Now, you'll notice this isn't about rounding the spine. Take your knees to the side, reach up, grab your feet for happy baby pose, but don't round. See what I'm doing here? Don't do this version. Press your tailbone down to the ground. Pull your shoulder blades to the ground. Nice, flat back. You can rock a little side to side if you want, but really stay focused on flat back. Pressing the hips and tailbone down. Shoulder blades drawing down and back. And then relax the legs, relax your hold. Just rock up into seated. If you're a little lightheaded, take your time. You're gonna bring the legs forward. Walk on your bum. Walk on your bum. Just shifting your weight side to side. And now, nice and tall, I want you to point the right toes forward while taking your right hand towards the left thigh and reaching and going in for a twist. Relax out, point the left toes. Left hand comes across. Come out. Bring your legs in. And again, if you're naturally cross-legging with your right leg in front, bring the other leg in. Take your right hand to the opposite knee, and we're still twisting, ladies. We're still twisting. And gently relax the belly. Come and switch to the other side. Is Kelly still here? I should say, ladies and gents. Kelly's got her son in the background somewhere playing with us. I saw him in I think it was one of the kickboxing classes. He was pretty fierce. And back in. Going back to the movement we had at the beginning. Swaying side to side. And this time, let your body kind of go forward and back a little around. Just your own little play, your own little dance. And now moving more into your neck. Take your chin and let it draw a figure 8 this way, facing me. Take a deep breath. Exhale. Big sigh. And our half hour is up. It's amazing how fast these half hours go.